Peace and Black Power. Welcome to another edition of Baba TV House of Consciousness. I'm here with the spokesman, these two mighty brothers right here. This brother from Oklahoma who is getting ready to shock YouTube with this plethora of information that he has to bring to us. And today, this evening, we're back down here in Times Square, and I think we're gonna make this a series, brother Sankofa. You know, like I'm gonna play like the white man for a minute. Your land is my land, and as an American. So
it's Baba TV. Every time fire. It's Baba TV. Every time fire. It's Baba TV. Baba TV. Every time fire. Every time fire. It's Baba TV. It's Baba TV. Every time fire. Every time fire. Peace and blessings to the fam, every child, male, and woman. Reporting live from the land, coming with a plan. Black soldiers, unapologetically black with facts for ya. Bringing information you might want to stand closer. Exposure to knowledge, my other scholars like Sankofa. Being specific, futuristic, special visits to metaphysics. As Red Pill spits it, black fisted, many different minds to teach. Each one teach to reach many minds in the streets, raising chakras in your dimension of consciousness. Power presentations are stimulating confidence. Cause in wartime, the enemy wants your mind. Wants you to be small time and your greatest of all time. The truth of triumph, we debunking lies. So subscribe to Baba TV. Every time fire. Every time fire. It's Baba TV. Baba TV. It's Baba TV. Every time fire. Every time fire. Every time fire. It's Baba TV. Baba TV. It's Baba TV. Every time fire. Every time fire. Every time fire. It's Baba TV. Baba TV. Baba TV. Every time fire. Every time fire. Every time fire. It's Baba TV. Baba TV. Baba TV. Every time fire. Every time fire. Every time fire.
Yeah, what's up, y'all? You know what I'm saying? Kind of on the spot right now, but it's all for a good cause, man. You know what I'm saying? We gotta know and understand that we must unite, and we must look past small stuff that we usually would fight for before. We gotta look past that, because right now it's about to get crucial. You know what I'm saying? So we need all hands on deck. You know what I mean? So let that go. And if you know somebody that's 21 that ain't got no felonies, make sure, encourage them to get their gun permits, because we need to stockpile just like they doing, just like they've been doing for the last 30 years. We behind. So at any given Sunday, we already know what it is. So you know anybody that got that permit, we need to get that. And we need to do that right there and get ready. You heard? Because other than that, shit is real. You know that.
I like what you just said, right? You said that because this is very pertinent. A lot of us, and we should exhaust all measures. So we should deal with politics along lines, especially on a local level. In a community that's all black, you should have people that represent you, that sit at the table with power brokers and politicians, that is the liaison between people in the mayor's office and the governor's office to really make things that you want to work in your specific community work in your favor. We need to do that. We need to exhaust getting knowledge so we can psychologically, let me finish, destroy the, you know what I'm saying, the conditioning of psychologically colonialism that is a direct reason to a great extent of the conditions and the traditions of destruction that we relish, okay? But you said something powerful. We also need to get guns. Now see, we need to get guns, but we need to get an ideology behind the gun. Do you agree with that? We need to get a perspective. We don't just want a gun. We want to have a gun to defend something that we define, develop, and therefore defend or protect with that gun as a result of having something that we are fighting for. So what is your stance? When we have a gun, we know that you might say, well, we're facing the police. Police were there, we understand that, but we don't want to walk into a slaughter. And we know that we're on film. Some people might say, oh, that's reckless. You on film? No, we didn't say do something with a gun. We just said we need to become more politically conscious. We need to have more political education. We should have more responsible gun training. We should be out there training, because there's a level of discipline that comes with knowing how to use a firearm, knowing how to disassemble one, how to reassemble it. You know, there's a certain kind of respect that you have for a firearm. There's a certain kind of safety that you that you practice when you carry a gun. The shootings and kids and women getting hit in crossfires and all that in the community is a direct result of not only self-hatred, not only the influx of drugs and stuff like that on behalf of the CIA and other intelligent apparatuses in the United States government that want to see us destroy ourselves, but it's also a result of us not being gun illiterate, not knowing how to use a gun, and not having an ideology behind the firepower that we use. Talk on that.
Now, what I was saying was that I know they got them. I don't know what type of training they got, but I know they is the type of people that don't commit crimes. They don't do nothing, no misdemeanors, no felonies, but yet they got assault rifles at the crib. And since when do you use assault rifles to shoot deers or bears? So they got them for a reason, you know what I'm saying? So they got them. So we just need to get them too, just in case, you know what I'm saying, when these crazy ass people do something crazy or the government do something crazy and people got to defend themselves. Because we know how black people defend their house, especially single black mothers. Butcher knife, frying pan, baseball bat, maybe a little handgun. But you know what I'm saying, we way past that. Another thing is too, you talk about politics. We need to go to school for politics more, political science. We need to join the police force. We need to take over the police force. We need to tell our kids to become police officers, because the police officers there is outnumbered and they get bullied at work, but they got a job, so they keep quiet. So, but if we have more numbers inside the police force, you know what I'm saying? It's just like they say, if you know the total language of a person, the less they can lie to you. So if you got a police station that got 90% blacks, those 10 captains can't lie to those 90% police force, because the police force is the police force and they're going to do what they want to do regardless. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, this is Baba TV. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the spot, but I got love for my peoples, and you probably hear more from me later. Peace.
Hey, before you leave, and I thank you for even your time out of your schedule to talk to the people and tell them what's on your mind on the spot. It's not like none of this is rehearsed. You ask a brother his perspective, and that's one thing that's real, good, genuine, and raw about this platform. It's coming from the heart. It's not rehearsed. It's real. Okay? I want to address something like when you said, and that goes back to what I said, an ideology has to be behind a gun or any kind of political objective that you intend to pursue. Okay? And the reason why that is because without a collective objective, without a national mission, objective, and agenda, then what you do is you acquiesce, okay, to the agenda of the dominant culture and their plan of action, their social paradigm and their social order paradigm, which is global white supremacy. So when we just join the police force and we want to take over, but we're black, but we don't have nationalism at the root of that. We don't have that self-love at the root of it. We don't have a black power ideology and agenda at the root of that. Hold on. All we do is have a race soldier for white supremacy with a black face. See, so what we need to do is not just get in these positions or try to take over and do what the white man did, because it was designed for him to be able to do that and designed for us not to. But when we do join or allowed to become a part of these institutions, such as the law enforcement apparatuses and the political realms, or even some levels of academia, they have designed it where what they try to do is isolate you from fighting or utilizing the resources and the knowledge that they give you as and utilize that as a mechanism in which to uplift and empower your people. Okay? This is by design. So we have to understand that when we have a race first idea, the gun is used properly if we have to ever resort to that. Anything that we do politically is only used because, politics don't work. It's really politics. But along some lines, we will utilize that as it relates to the best interest where it can. And we can exhaust that measure for the betterment of our people. So we want to go a little bit of history about the police. You should check out this book called, because we're talking about the police, you mentioned that. It's by Balco Radley. And he wrote a book. He was a former writer for the Washington Journal, and he did extensive research on the origin of the police force, how they started, why, and where they're going, and why. And it's called The Rise of the Warrior Cop. And in that, he goes into the origins of the police force, which started in Boston. If you ever see a Boston police badge, it says first in the nation, 1854. All these were deputized slave catchers. They were slave catchers, basically, or slave patrolmen, and there were many of them that were the first in the nation only to be deputized by politically acclimated Caucasians who owned property, and they were therefore property protectors or policy enforcers. So when you take the word policy and police, they almost sound the same. If you take policy and drop the Y and add an E, you got police. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all they are here to do, was to enforce policy and to protect property. See, now, when we understand the historicity of the origin of the police force, what their mission is, and even though you do have black cops, but only just started a few days ago. Really, I'm being euphemistic. It really started only a few generations ago. But you understand the relationship historically with the police and black folks. Nothing will confuse you or should confuse you, okay? And you won't be as easily fooled and duped. You understand what it is and what it isn't. Okay, and when you have that, going into a battle, trying to change conditions and traditions, you have a better leverage going in with a better, broader scope of history of the origin of the opposition that you're trying to face. Because we don't want white supremacy and blackface. No, we want the system of oppression, okay, to fall. Okay, we emphatically call for the injustice to fall. So therefore, we want to put it in proper perspective. Because I don't disagree with what you said, but we want to responsibly tell people we shouldn't just join no police force. No, what we should do is be armed, but we should arm ourselves with knowledge, an agenda, a national mission objective, and then if we have politically, you know what I'm saying? Because along the lines, you're going to have to deal with politics. Once we have representatives, once we have a national mission objective, once we have not cosmopolitanism or individualism, but a nationalist perspective, we will have people in these places that will be our own race soldiers that will enforce our agenda and policy. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, we don't need to join none of these things. We should refrain from it, if anything. What is your take on that? You want to respond to that?
Yeah. I just feel that, you know, by any means, like Malcolm, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times you say, yeah, let's do this. Let's send them in with the right frame, but you can't reach everybody.
That's right.
You may be able to reach the message. The message might be able to reach them. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you know, if they join, it's safety in numbers. Eventually, what the cops go through now, when they go home and cry at the end of the night, you know what I'm saying, because they know what's going on every day, you know what I'm saying, if they got more numbers, they're going to fix that together automatic. They might turn corrupt and be like one of these black cities that got a whole bunch of black cops that do everybody dirty. You know what I'm saying? But the way it's going on now in this country, if you was to put a movement like that with kids, white, black, whoever it was, I think they would be the good guys going into the police force. You know what I'm saying? Because for years, a lot of the bad guys, you know what I'm saying, joined the police force. You know what I mean? So now it might be an influx of good guys that go in there with a sole purpose is to serve and protect, and if they see something, they're going to say something, and they're going to fight for injustice, even inside the police force, because they got numbers. They got more people that think like them. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I'm about to be out. It's been good, Baba TV. You know what I'm saying?
Black man, I love you, but you are delusional right now tonight, because you have to understand that the police force is just no, they're basically slave catchers. They're deputized foot soldiers, okay? Hold up. For a system that has been, let me finish, that has been set up, okay, for your demise, not your equality, okay, and not for your liberation at all. So anybody going into that, you understand, when you go, let me finish. Once you go into there, first things first, last things last, okay, when you understand, when you go into the police force, you're not just going in there to getting a gun and being an individual. You are a part of a machine. You are trained to think a certain way. You are trained to isolate yourself from being a civilian, thinking about what the greater good for the people are and what the greater good of the people that control the policy of the people is. That's what you stand for. When you become a cop, you're not an individual. That's why I said we need a united black front. That's why we need an armed militia of people that know their rights. We need to be fighting for things on a level where we're fighting for independence, liberation, and we know what we're doing, and we need connections. We need connections and we need allies. That's why I teach and believe in and support and stand on the premise of Pan-Africanism. Because if we think we're going to get into a system, and I'm not going to say not to exhaust certain measures, but if you think you're going to just get up in there, become a whole bunch of black cops and change the paradigm, we got another thing coming. And we got to stop being delusional. No, you know why? Because once we understand what we're dealing with, who we're up against, how it's designed, and why it's designed that way, we go at it from a level of a higher intelligence and a more skillful approach, a more tactical rather approach. When we go in there thinking we're just going to go in there and change the paradigm, that means we have forgotten something. We forgot the system that we're in. We forgot the corporate entity, okay, or capitalist regime that we exist in, that brought you here to work, to be a slave. They don't need us no more. So they're using the Mexican to replace us. They're using the East Indian, even on the police force. You see a lot of them, especially in New York, picking up to replace us. You got a lot of black people out here that's on the police force. Some of them might even be conscious, because I've met a conscious officer that walked up to me before, right here in Times Square, and said, Sankofa, I respect what you do. Very powerful. Not all the cops are like that, and I had to give them credit where it was due. You know what I'm saying? Because it's good to see that even a lot of our people, even in law enforcement, you know what I'm saying? They're paying attention to this platform, but that could be dangerous, good or bad. We need to pay attention to history, okay? Black Panther Party and other organizations and movements that were fought for radical change, we need to pay attention to that. And we also have to understand, first and foremost, last and foremost, Eva, what this system is, okay, and where it's headed. Now, a lot of black people, we're in a position where we can change things, not by always joining it, but by refraining from joining it. And don't you know that black people, especially looking here in New York, or in the Eastern Corridor, from DC up to Boston, okay, I'm going to just use that as an example. Now, most of the city municipal workers, or many of them, not going to say most, but many of them are us, okay? So when it comes to mail, the people that work for the postal services, law enforcement, okay? People that work for transit, you know what I'm saying, the MTA, a lot of us. If we just didn't show up for work, forget becoming a cop, imagine not being a cop and not participating, not keeping the system going. That's why your vote is so important, but we don't use the block vote. We're powerful beyond what we can even consider, but we think power is acquiescing to the system of racism and exploitation. No, the real power is subsiding from it and then showing what your real power and worth is. And even then, when you sit at the table with these crackers that they don't love us and they want to eradicate and destroy us, we have to understand that we're at war. Some people will automatically join the police force. It's not gonna not happen. It's gonna happen because it reminds our people. People are different. Some people will join, but we need to teach truth, expose contradictions. So if a person does decide to go join the military or the police force or become part of some kind of intelligence apparatus of America, which I pray that you don't and you shouldn't, and you damn sure shouldn't, but if you do, you go in there with a certain kind of frame of mind. You're working with us as a devil agent, but to say that we should get in there and should become a part of us is sending a lot of sheep to the slaughter. Because yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because it has been socially designed and engineered to be a certain way. All right? Well, you want to add something to that, brother? Because this brother's perspective is very profound, and I respect his fire.
Officer, KRS-One told you, officer, overseer. Right. Yeah. They overseer. They look over slaves. Them the same people that chase you with dogs and sprayed you down with water hoses, and you gonna join that shit? Overseer, officer. I don't need no man to oversee me. Only the Most High gonna oversee me. I don't need no man to oversee me. It wasn't even police before. It wasn't even no police before slaves was. We didn't even need police until slaves was here. So we don't need no overseer. That's a slave catcher. Damn the police. F the police, however you want to put it. J-Mo the Great said that.
Say it's a containment force to keep you contained in your own community and keep you from spilling over into the white community. It's a containment force.
That's right. Policy, politics, and police. They all start with P-O-L. It's poli-sci. You know what I'm saying? Political science. So we got to understand the dynamic of what we're dealing with. In order to be a free people, there's a certain frame of mind that you have to have. Oh, my man right here.
got something to say.
Yeah, he's gonna get out of Dodge. The cracker don't want him with Sankofa. Probably seen the last video we did. And I try to be diplomatic because I don't like the white man. It's hard for me to really interact and talk with them without wanting to punch them right in their fucking mouth sometime. But I know as a journalist you have to be responsible, and as a person trying to utilize them to corroborate my point, the level of discipline, and then there's a way you gotta gauge them and interact with them. But I'm a militant and I'm diehard, and I don't give a damn. A lot of you house niggas out there, and the last video I did in Times Square, shame on you. Shame on you. So for the ones that it applied to, because the white man that I was talking to, young white man, I didn't want to shake. He put his hand out to shake my hand. I didn't want to shake his pasty pilgrim ass hand. I pulled my hand back and said, I'm not going to shake your hand. Thank you for the interview, but I will say black power and death to white supremacy. Here it is, Dylan Roof got a goddamn burger from Burger King after shooting up a historic black church, killing 9 black people, huh? And you're mad because I didn't shake a fucking cracker's hand who would probably almost even favor Dylan Roof? The shame on you niggas. And the ones who have that attitude, your mother should have swallowed you. I have to be that hardcore with it. I have to be that vanguard with it. I have to be that real with it because we're at war. So I'm not always trying to sit here and appeal to your intellectual faculty to make you feel good and elated that the word sounded good. And he did it with such etiquette. And he was so, nice with it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he cited the sources. He quoted the page that it was on. No, when you're at war, sometimes you can't tell me how I should hate my enemy, how I should be mad, or how I should respond. You know what I'm saying? If anything, you should respect the audacity that I happen to exhibit. Because I'm a person that has died hard for freedom, justice, equality, and liberation for black people. And you should be the same way too. I'm a real race soldier. I'm a race soldier against their race soldiers. Because I love my people. I love you that much. So I might not have all the answers, but God damn it, I got enough. And the answers that I do got, I'm going to respond. And I'm going to respond accordingly. Okay? I understand there's a time and place for things, but you know what? I'm at a point, I don't give a damn no more. You know what I'm saying? It's freedom or death. As a Panther, we would say that, but that's not just a quote for me. That's a real life. That's what a Christian looks like as a religion. I'm going to die in the name as a soldier for Jesus, as a disciple, as a believer in Jesus. I'm going to die for freedom or death. So if I got to disrespect some crackers, if I got to insult some crackers, if it comes down to it one day, I got to kill some crackers or some cracker-loving niggas, I will proudly do that and go out and die for what I believe in. We were born to die anyway one day. We was born to die. You know what I'm saying? It's inevitable. Okay, we're not going to live forever. But while I'm here, I'm going to make my life worth something. I was born into this. This is something that is in the fiber of my being. That's a fact. Flaws and all. Flaws and all. This is something deeply rooted in my blood, in my soul, and in everything about the fiber of my being. Okay? So, support and respect a black man because there's not that many of us. They even in the conscious community is a lot of fakers, a lot of big-headed egotistical niggas that just want to get on TV and sound eloquent. You don't want to bang against the system. You don't want the white man to fall, nigga. You're comfortable under the paradigm of white supremacy, and I'm not. So I'm going to make a cracker uncomfortable any chance I get. On that, I want to say peace and black power. What else you want to drop on that note, black man?
Yeah. He on point, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? That mentality, I deal with the people every day. That mentality is far-fetched. People don't even know how to spell tomato these days. So I'm just saying anything that could make us a little bit like more greater. Like he said, it's gonna be a lot that's gonna fall into the trap. You're gonna go to the police force, you're gonna get into the training, they're gonna brainwash you, and you're gonna think that what they saying is right. So we're gonna have more in there, but then they're gonna be like, you know what? It sounds like they're right. Because I had thoughts like that before too. You know what I'm saying? But then those thoughts kindly, you know what I'm saying, went away because I started to see the light and be like, you know what? You almost got tricked again, brother. You know what I'm saying? They only use you. The only time they can deal with you is they can use something from you, and they might give you a steak dinner. They might give you this. They might give you that. They might let you hang out with them with no bias. But at the end of the day, it's somebody they're dealing with, they're giving bias to, they're throwing shade to. You know what I'm saying? We built this country. They don't respect us for that. You know what I'm saying? They ride around on Harley Davidsons, but guess who invented the Harley Davidson? The chopper motorcycle, a black person. We invented we didn't just pick cotton or tobacco. We engineers. We invented all of this stuff that we utilize in modern technology, but we were slaves and we had nobody, and we 3/5 of a man. But we good basketball players. We good football players. We even look at Bill Carson. We even neuroscientists. Come on. They have no conscience. They don't care. They just care about themselves. Like he said, they're using the Mexicans now to replace us. We built this for them, and they sat on their ass and went to the country club. That's why they mad now, because they've been had to work for the last 100 years. That's why they be like, oh, my tax money don't go for nothing, for nobody that don't want to work. Nigga, your ass wasn't working either. This great city, New York City, who you think chopped down these trees? Who you think pulled up these stumps? Who you think built this subway system? Some slaves. But anyway, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. This is the type of man we dealing with. This type of man we dealing with. It's sad. And guess what? The leader, Donald Trump, is epitome. He represents all of them. Because all these laws that's in America is for them. Megan's Law, Leandra's Law, Amber Alert, all that is because it's problems in white communities, not because it's a problem in the black community. So Donald Trump is a creep. He's 1 in a million. And he's about to lead his country like they want him to. So let him lead and let them do what they're going to do, because they've been doing it anyway. And it is what it is. I got to go. Holla at you. Give me 5 on the black hand side.
Yeah, that's right. Respect, brother. Much
It's
love to
all
you.
good.
I love this brother, man. Hey, woo woo, this mic is hot. My man dropped it. And he said a lot, but a lot of the great inventors were us. Right. A lot of the greatest creators and inventors are us. And most imitated, even though we're the most hated, is us. That's right. I gotta give a shout out, okay, to the man who created. I like this. What I got in my mic? What is this? What I got in my hand is a mic. A mic. I got to give a shout out to James Earl West, who invented the electroacoustic transducer. The electroacoustic transducer, which is known as the microphone now. The portable microphone, invented by a black man. That's why we rock the mic so well. That's why in the conscious community, nobody can do with the mic that we do. When it comes to debating, when it comes to deliberating, when it comes to lecturing, nobody does it because the creativity and the greatness is already within us. Okay? We just have to tap back into that. And these platforms is not just a bunch of wild-eyed militancy, fire-spewing rhetoric for nothing. The time that we're living is a paradigm of consciousness change. People are waking up. People are seeking answers. They're seeking knowledge. They want change. Change is revolution. It's synonymous with the word revolution. So by us doing this, it's getting people, it's sparking the desire to want for revolution, and even the awareness that others want it too. And the potential for the connectivity of that, building bridges and taking it to another level is there. The hell with joining the police force. Join unto your nation. Build your own nation and then start a militia or a force to protect that which is yours, not that which is not yours and has been designed to deprive you of having what is yours. The brother meant well, and that's a good brother of mine, known for many years. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it is. We have these dialogues because this is reflecting the common perspective of the people in the community. So when Baba comes way out to New York City, to Times Square, to 125th Street, out there to Brooklyn, that's time and resources. There's money that goes into that. There's energy drain that goes into that. And I love you, and I support you, and I respect you to the fullest, Baba. Because you're coming down here doing this for the people. This is for you. This isn't for us. Yeah, we study, we do our research. Right now, it's a Saturday night out here in New York. We could be frolicking around doing something else. But here it is, we're bringing the information to the people, because it's the people that matters. Baba TV wouldn't mean nothing if it wasn't people seeking knowledge. And since they are, we're giving them the knowledge to keep seeking. We're bringing this to you as an incentive to keep on seeking knowledge, to keep on raising your level of consciousness. Okay? We are the problem, and we are the solution. We are the problem when we don't want to wake up. We are the solution once we do, and we make the knowledge that we obtain applicable and manifestable in real time. So the knowledge is just the first step, and every journey starts with a first step. Black people, we are on a journey. We are on a journey to liberation. So you got to stay tuned to these type of dialogues that we have in the community. You know what I'm saying? This is real, this is raw, this is uncut, and this is something that you just can't get anywhere else in mainstream media or in social media. So you gotta respect that which we're doing here on the House of Consciousness, Baba TV, Black News 102, and other people that are doing their thing too. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna keep going on out here in Times Square. All right, bringing it to you raw how we do. Peace and black power. Come on, son. Let's cross this while we got a chance. Yeah, it's a jungle out here. Stay lit too. You know? Black power. Black power. I just love the way I say black power. It makes my teeth whiter. You know what I'm saying? It's not just a saying. It's a mantra. It's an affirmation for me. Okay? Baba TV. Black power. We believe in black power. What do you ladies feel about black power? When we say black power, what does that mean to y'all? Does that sound like the same as a white person saying white power? Is there a difference?
No.
When white people say white power, what does that mean to you?
It means it means good things. Yeah, I don't know.
All right. Stay in school.
Yeah.
All right?
I think you know.
And school and the extended classroom of life is also a school as well. Yeah, well, why don't you come admit something in front of TV? Well, when you said what, sister, what was we talking about to them?
You asked them about black power.
Okay, yeah, you said they're gonna.
Nothing.
Okay,
She
now that's great.
She's not gonna say nothing.
Okay, now what is black power? Because
I don't say black power. I just look at it like uniting.
okay, well, when we say power, because power is.
It could be a lot of things.
Okay, but let me tell you, when we say power.
You can have power with money. You can have power with different things. So what do you mean by power?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you. Okay, now power is the ability to define, develop, defend, determine with that which you want and make it manifest in manifestable reality in real time. That's what power is. That is an aspect. We can go on and on of people's idea of what power is, but a people who have been a fallen part of humanity, robbed of a knowledge of self, written out of any respectable commentary in history. These are facts. We are a people that are in need of empowerment. When we don't get justice in court, when we get shot down being unarmed, and we have not politicians that represent us, okay? The minister don't represent our best interests. A lot of us are so divided along so many lines, we are powerless. We are weak because of ignorance. So with knowledge is power, right? Black power means have a knowledge that's going to psychologically repair you, because we've been psychologically damaged by the lies we've been taught about our history.
Yeah, but
Okay?
a lot of people are not gonna want to stick together.
We know that, but the ones that do is who we're reaching.
That's true.
Okay? We can't say, well, everybody ain't gonna join the military. Does that mean the military should never exist or shouldn't go fight a war? No, it doesn't mean that, because everybody's not gonna get drafted. The same way, okay, we're dying out here. Everybody's not gonna stand up and fight for the same cause, but does that mean we shouldn't have the audacity to stand up and fight or blow the trumpet of truth? Or turn on the light where there's darkness and ignorance there? No, we should do that more so because a lot of us don't want to wake up. What do you think about that?
I agree with you, because a lot of people can't handle the truth. They don't want to hear the truth. They're not about the truth. When people hear the truth, they want to run away. They look at it like, oh no, that's not it. We talk about that every day in my political class. And I'm doing political class right now for the first time, and I'm learning so much that I didn't know. And trust me, I know so much now that I'm like, wow, really? We did this for United States? We learned that? How come it's not in the books? And my professor told me they won't put that in the books. They don't want the world to know what blacks really did. That's why a lot of people, and I'm going to say it, are upset. They don't want to see the birth of a nation because they feel like he would have to answer to the fact that he raped somebody. I look at it like this. If he was not found guilty, then what's the big deal? Why does he have to talk about it? Why does that affect his movie? Why should that affect his movie? His movie is one thing. Why? Because he wanted to tell the truth about what is it, Nat Turner? That he was one of the slaves who rebel. Why can't we rebel? They don't like to hear when we rebel.
Because they don't want us to have power.
They want us to be chained and not have power. And guess what? We're going to always have power.
Hey, Queen, Peace. And on that note, can we say peace? Can you say black power for the people?
Black power for the people.
Black power.
I stand with, what's his name from San Francisco? The quarterback. I stand with him. That quarterback. That's right.
Colin Kaepernick.
Yep, Colin Kaepernick. I stand with him. That's
Sisters,
right.
black power for the people. Black power.
Black power.
We should be proud to say that. That's right. That's right. We should be proud to say that. All right? Hey, once the sisters wake up, the nation will wake up and the people will change. When you teach a man, you teach a person. When you teach a woman, you teach a nation.
Behind every good man, there's a great woman. Remember that. Remember that. A black woman.
The black woman is God, y'all. What can I say? Black power.